Hello, boys and girls. Here we are again. Our last lesson was egg number 9, the spear. And you remember what the soldiers did when Jesus died on the cross. They wanted to make certain that he was really dead. And so they took the spear and ran it up through Jesus' side. Now, today's lesson is a lesson about a certain man and the great integrity that he had. His name was Joseph of Arimathea, and he had been a follower of Jesus, but a secret one. He hadn't really told people that he had been following Jesus very much, but he believed in Jesus. So it was Friday, and according to Jewish law, people couldn't do anything, any kind of work, after night time of the Friday night before Saturday. Saturday was their Sabbath day. It was a holy day to the Jewish people, and they did no work. They didn't cook. They didn't iron. They didn't clean their house. They did all those things on Friday so that on Saturday, on the Sabbath, on the Lord's Day, they could really rest and pray and visit with their families. Joseph knew that if they left Jesus' body on the cross overnight, they wouldn't be able to take it down on Saturday. So Joseph, who was a very good man, he was a man of great integrity. Even though he knew that he could get in trouble with the soldiers, he went to Pontius Pilate, and he asked Pilate if he could take Jesus' body down from the cross and bury it. And Pilate said he could. And so here we have a picture of Jesus after they took his body down from the cross, and Mary, his mother, holding on to her son. I'm sure that Mary cried. I'm sure that it was just heartbreaking for her to see her son Jesus down like that. But then Joseph came, and Joseph, maybe he got some of the people who worked for him, maybe he got some of his friends. Anyway, they took white cloth and they wrapped Jesus' body. They probably had lots of it, or maybe it was big, big, long pieces. We don't know. But they wrapped Jesus' body in white cloth. And so what do you think is in egg number 10? If we open it up, we will see that egg number 10 has a white cloth in. And that is to remind us of how Joseph took Jesus' body down from the cross and with such great love wrapped his body up and buried his body. Joseph had workers take and chip a big grave, a big like a cave, into the side of the rock, and that was a place where he had planned to have his family bury him when he died. But he told Pilate that he would bury Jesus there if it was okay with Pilate. And since Pilate said yes, Joseph did that. It had to take a lot of bravery for Joseph because he knew he could have gotten into trouble. Like I said a while ago, he had integrity. And you know, Miss Martin always reminds us at school that in our mission statement, we say that we want to be people of integrity. Tell whoever's next to you what integrity means. Does it mean that you do right things only when some grown-up is watching you? Does it mean that you do right things all the time? That's the real meaning of integrity. Not only when you're being watched, but even when nobody sees you. And of course, we know that even when nobody here sees us, God sees us, and God knows what we're doing. So our 10th egg is the egg with the white cloth, to remind us of how much Joseph of Arimathea was a man of integrity. He was a good, faithful Jewish man who wanted to follow the law, and he got Jesus' body down, wrapped it in the white cloth, and buried Jesus' body in the cave tomb that he had for himself. Well, boys and girls, I want you to be children of integrity. I want you to do the lessons that your mom or daddy or grandpa or grandma tells you to do. I want you to share with each other. I want you to be super kind and polite. And don't holler and rant and rave and stomp your feet. How come I have to do this? It's no fair. I shouldn't have to do this. Guess what? It wasn't fair that Jesus had to die on the cross. It really wasn't fair that Joseph of Arimathea had to go to Pilate and get permission to take his body down and bury it in the tomb and to wrap it in the white cloth. There are a lot of unfair things that we have to do in our life, or at least they might not seem fair to us at the time. Right now, I don't really like having to sit here in my convent all day long. I would rather be starting the lessons here and then going to school and working, but I can't do it. But I can't have a hissy fit either. So boys and girls, let us pray for the people who take care of dying people. For them, let us pray to the Lord. For the people who get people's bodies ready to bury, let us pray to the Lord. For the people who bury people when they die, let us pray to the Lord. And oh, boys and girls, let us pray for all the people who are trying to make all the sick people well. For them, let us pray to the Lord. Be good, be kind, and have integrity. And we'll see you later.